it's one more election season, and what I'm seeing more and more is the politicians' belief in census more than in their own capabilities as leaders. So it's Indian politics continues to be mandalized. Mr. VP Singh has given us a great legacy that we are still suffering from this. Now, I remember a time when anyone could stand anywhere and get elected because this person was a leader. And I'm sure, for example, you stood in Northeast, Bombay Northeast, and you got elected twice, not just once. But so the point is, now the caste arithmetic and all these mathematics that has come into play has really lowered the quality of the candidate. It seems like for winning an election, the winnability, what is loosely called as winnability, has become more and more of, how many of your caste are in this constituency and how many of them are going to vote for you. Now, in your experience, it's not been like this before. I remember one time Charan Singh goes to address a rally in Western Uttar Pradesh, and the assembled audience had some local issue that they wanted to bring it up. And Charan Singh said, look, I've come here to talk about something that affects the whole country. If you want to listen to what I have to say, sit here and listen. Otherwise, I'm going from here. I mean, he had that gravitas to command the audience to say, this is what I want to talk about today in this. I don't know when this thing has changed, that now we have this, people are talking about small issues and they are pandering. That's how I see it again. For example, in Telangana, they have announced 12% reservations for Muslims, knowing fully well
that constitutional.
It's not constitutional, right? So maybe you can walk our young Indian viewers through what has been this. I see this as a deterioration of leadership qualities. And how do we turn this ship around? I know VHS has been doing a lot of stuff about, rising above these castes and creed and other things. But in your opinion, how do you think this needs to be addressed?
Well, first of all, I don't agree with your diagnosis. I can talk about my experience of electoral politics from 1970, when I first entered the Jansangh. And today, which is 2018, which means 48 years, almost going to be 50 years. And I would say that it has become less so, not more so, as you are putting it. The question is the quality of candidates who are entering the electoral fray. That's gone down, because the Nehru family and Indira Gandhi and others, and subsequently almost everybody else, has made it an issue that talent doesn't matter. Where in the time of Gandhi, he went around shopping for talent. He got people to give up their professions to come. Today, there is the kind of people who have managed to come due to family reasons or whatever reasons. They are hell-bent on seeing that people of talent don't come up. So therefore, it's a double whammy, as they say. I would say today, even today, if they felt that there's a personality who is not bound by caste himself, the people of other castes rise and vote for him. Last time I got elected to Lok Sabha was 1998, and it was from Madurai. And it has never managed to elect anybody who was a Brahmin in the popular sense of the word. I mean, you had communists once who was a Brahmin, but he used to go on berating Brahmins.
Yes.
Ramurthy.
Well, we still have communists who are Brahmins, or Brahmins who are communists even today.
Yeah. So, but I had, denounced the Dravidian movement, called them anti-national. I called LTT as a dangerous threat to our country, and I got elected. So I would have been elected in 2014, and that would have been from New Delhi or from Bombay. But there are many people who felt that I would become then a claimant, and so they found some excuse to deny me. So I don't think that the electorate has changed, but the people who have entered politics, they are of a different fiber and character than before.
So what will it take to change this trend?
People must enter politics, fight it, find a place to carve yourself. I'm fighting it.
I have to tell you one story. I was talking to a politician.
Yes.
And I asked him. He is known to be clean in the sense that he has not doesn't buy his votes.
Yes.
And I asked him, see, for the 2019 elections, there's talk of 125,000 lakh crores, 1.25 lakh crores being brought in to fight the elections because they are going to give money to the entire country to buy their votes. Now, this trend unfortunately started in South and now it's slowly working its way up North. And I asked him, now you have fought elections and you cannot afford to buy your vote. So how do you then get elected? And he was very candid. He said that if Party A, which has money, says that I will give you 5,000 rupees for your vote, Party B, who's me for example, him, that I would have to still give at least 50 rupees because if I don't give any money, they don't take me seriously. So in other words, there is an institutionalization of corruption that, okay, you are also going to eat, maybe you will eat less. So when you said that, intellectuals and educated people should enter politics, how do they combat this problem?
Listen, there's no question of any how to do book that I can prescribe. It's largely intuitive. I would say that if you are a candidate whom the electorate knows and has confidence in you, then even if you don't give money, they'll take money from the other guy and not vote for him.
I'm playing the devil's advocate here. Yes. See, supposing somebody is earnest and he wants to work in the constituency for 5 years.
Yes.
But the media also has a way of not.
No.
So how do you get the word out there? That
so now you're expanding it.
Right.
Don't blame the electorate for it.
No. It's the system now that has evolved.
It's not a system. It is your capitulation which is responsible. The system is.
You are an exception, sir. You are an exception. You fought the system.
I am not an exception that I came by fluke. After all, there are 3 times I've been to Lok Sabha. I must tell you, money is a factor in Rajya Sabha too.
Of course. Yes.
And all my elections, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, I haven't spent a penny. I've raised it for the public. And I've done minimal. There's only one place where I have not been able to crack the matter, and that is publicity. Because the journalists in the elections, they all collect money, and all they have to do is black you out or put false stories. In my own party, there's a man who does nothing but that. Of course, it doesn't help him in his elections. He loses the election. But this corrupt people with a huge amount of money, the manipulation comes only at the media level, not the electorate. Yes, if you have nothing else going for you, and both are equally incompetent or equally inexperienced or equally stupid, then people go by the caste.
All else being the same.
Yeah, but this is a country which can rise above all parochial considerations when there's a national challenge. In 1962, the Chinese are under the impression that we give one big blow to India, it'll fall apart. But the exact opposite happened. Women took off their gold bangles and put it in the defense fund. So I would say that this is a country which has survived Islamic invasion of almost 600 years. Is there any other country which can claim to have survived?
That's true. That's true.
So
Crisis should not be the determining factor for you to.
I am
unite
not
as a
talking about
nation, right?
determining factor. You are now, you jumped from the what is happening today, with which I don't disagree, to a structural problem in our society.
I'm sorry. I think we're just having a conversation. So.
No, I agree. We have a conversation, but I can correct you.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
The Indian people are the finest people if you know how to deal with them, and your message goes. That's why it takes a long time for people to decide you are a honest, upright man, because the propaganda against you is so strong that you enter politics, say, at 30. I don't think till you are 70 you'll be able to convince people, because they will spread rumors and they'll say things which are awful. In 1980, I was told by RSS people, this Bajpayee will never tolerate you in BJP. He's a new party. And I also had a disagreement with him that he had adopted Gandhian socialism. I said I had nothing to do with either. I wouldn't have joined Jansangh if socialism was acceptable to me. But for 25 years, the propaganda is that I left BJP after getting what I wanted from them and joined with Morarji Desai because he gave me something more. And there's no way. And then there was a period when almost 10 years when people said I've changed more parties than anybody. I belong to the Guinness Book of World Record, when it's not true. Then they say you changed your stand. But Sonia Gandhi said that Karunanidhi killed my husband, and then she had an alliance with them. Nobody says anything because the media is paid for. So I would think the biggest cancer we have today, and for democracy that's the most important for us to realize, is the media enslavement, which is why most of the people get discouraged. There's no recognition of people's talent, and then the contrast becomes even so. Here's an uncertain world, whereas if you got to get a job, you can live a comfortable life. So these are the things that have to be. There has to be a movement. Look at America, for all the viciousness of their politics. Look at the people's qualifications. Maybe Trump is an exception in the sense, but he's made good in business. He doesn't need money. He spent the least. But George Bush was a Harvard MBA. Obama was Harvard Law School. I mean, Kennedy was a Harvard undergraduate. So, I mean, this is supposed to be a premier institution, and they have come in and have graduated, and they have come to politics. And qualifications matter.